Hey guys, how it going? This is Yara Spark. We are back here in Vampyr on episode 3. I think it picked off where we last...
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I think it picked up where we last were. Yeah.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Yeah, I picked up where we last were.
Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
That's okay, bro. I got you.
Goodbye, Milton.
Okay, well, I gotta figure out how to... I think this is, the mission that he gave us. And, yeah. But let's first go to our sanctuary and stuff like that, or our office, and yeah. But first, let's talk to the other guests.
It's here again.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
What a very nice guy. Also, I found out the audio is half not, half bad, so I'm going to keep using OBS because Radeon completely derped me, and I'm still very sorry about missing out on that episode. We did meet a lady that's another vampire that's probably going to help us, and other things like that too in the last 2 episodes, but I'm pretty sure you could watch something in between my videos if you really want to. I'd recommend Cries, probably. But yeah, I would go back and play it, but I really can't easily. So yeah, we also met a bar. They knew about Swansea and stuff like that. So yeah, not much really missing there, guys, but yeah.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Kind of weird.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
True.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Kind of interesting, to be honest, actually.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Hmm.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle?
Yeah, this
I met him
bartender from
before I
the Turtle.
found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Agree, buddy. He did a really good job.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
True.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Kind of interesting.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Yeah, she's still alive,
How
apparently.
do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
With your blood, does that mean you're gonna turn?
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Makes me wonder. Ooh, fuck.
It's locked, all right.
Apparently I can't talk to that
Good
guy.
evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Lady kind of creeps me out a little bit.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Hey there.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I mean...
I'm assuming you must be a patient
wrong.
here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Why is that?
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire!
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I don't know, I can kick some pretty good ass, in my opinion. Why are people hunting me? It's normal.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Well, the bluff is real.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Oh, I can move around while in that thing. Interesting.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Don't look too bad, my dude.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Ah, mental pain.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
This guy's really... I feel bad for this guy. He seems to have it rough. Poor guy.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Maybe.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Interesting.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
So do
Right,
you
you
let
gotta find
her
an
bite you?
escape.
You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
I don't know about that.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily
Bruh, did she just get up and leave? You don't look so healthy. Why do I still feel like I have an FPS loss out the ass?
As for me,
Well, I could go do those missions real quick, I guess.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are
talk to
they
you?
hiding? Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
How do you not
Are
be a
you
doctor anymore?
afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How
Kinda
did you get
poetic.
this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Thing.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Probably very true. I can only imagine how that was back in World War
Why
One.
close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Mass graves are just god awful too.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
So much.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No, I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Maybe onto something.
So
I'm not
you're
sure.
ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chadana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
He's very humble about himself. He has a trade buddy.
Please show me what you have to sell. Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Curios? What the fuck are curios? Codeine! I'm allergic to that shit. Well, I'm poorer than fuck, so... Bye. What up here I have to do? I am slightly confused because I want to know where I'm supposed to be going. Like a 5 room. Is there anything to grab? Oh, yep. Found loot. Small bottles. Really what I was going for. Grease and screws.
It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Douchebag? It must be a lot harder level than me. I'm gotta be careful here. Gonna have to be careful here. Oh, could I have entered this place through a safer direction? I'm actually not sure, to be honest. Kinda don't care. Kinda only deal with this. The controls are a little, finicky. And, saw you. Don't think I didn't. I gotta figure out how to, switch targets. I see it's walk. Oh, walk. Target enemy. Hey! Through. Oh shit. Need blood. Oh shit, I died. Fuck. These are a lot harder than I imagined. I think I should just kind of stick to whacking. I need blood though, really bad. Load. Yep. Blood, help. Okay, well, got a little bit of blood. Oh, if it's a lot easier the second time around. Aw. Oh, it's Milton's wallet.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Very true. Loot. Bullets. Can't I set up my weapon a little bit different? Weird. How do I change? Rolls. Good. Well, I'm not sure what that marker over there is, but we'll worry about it later. I'm gonna go have a chat.
I'm quite busy.
Thank you for your...
Excuse me.
What can I do?
Thank you, nurse.
How could we be sure we're making a difference? You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me,
Go find Milton. I think I know where he is. Gotta ask him a question. I thought I did.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Ah, come here.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Baby.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Hey, I don't mind, bruh. All good.
Goodbye, Milton.
For the shillings.
Surely still standing after this epidemic. There's good reason to be proud.
Hopefully. Awesome. Chloe.
I cannot enter.
not now.
Okay. Bottle of cheap gin. The hacksaw. Interesting. Still don't understand how I'm supposed to switch weapons. This is 65, this is 45. Huh.
It's locked.
I'll figure it out eventually. Sure.
It's locked. It's locked.
Boring. Rude. Hideouts. Yes, I know I can spend my EXP here. Okay, cool.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Very, very nice. Gotta say. Last file. What's this? Holy shit. I don't know how to switch weapons. Very creepy also, in my opinion.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Oh, I can make crafting things. Need these medicines. Light regeneration theorem. Interesting.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
I have lots. I don't qualify for those. Know what this does? Guess they're kind of the same thing. I'm gonna have some more stamina. Nice. Pretty good.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
You'll be fine, bruh. That's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Or, oh, I don't really want to sleep. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It does help the channel and helps keep future content. And until then, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.